Okay, this is going to be a very quick video about the Guardian Druid changes coming in Midnight. If you take a look at my screen here, you can see obviously these are question marks because none of the class trees that have been data mined thus far actually have icons. But I'm so excited because Guardian Druid is one of the only specs in the entirety of the patch notes that gained complexity. Obviously, if you've read the patch notes, you know that all tanks, especially all specs in World of Warcraft, basically got simplified, but Elun's chosen Guardian Druid is the only one that gained abilities and actually gained rotational complexity. I want to show you some of the things that have changed about the tree. Number one, first and foremost, I believe off healing is back on the menu. This is the thing I'm most excited about. It gives Guardian Druid a niche. Now, I know Prot Pally has some off healing, but Prot Pally does not heal like this. This is a Guardian Druid special. After the wildfire, you may remember it from way back in Dragonflight, was a gigantic burst of AoE healing, and you could get a weak aura to track when it was going to proc, and oftentimes you could actually save your team and make a significant difference on fights like Kajin or Rot fights or whatever. With the removal of healing cooldowns, perhaps off healing from a tank could be more useful. I'm just super excited about the fact that not only is After the Wildfire back, but also Dream of Cenarius is probably going to be a taken talent. This is the first part of the talent tree. We have double SI, which we automatically get baseline because you got to pass through this part of the tree. And then you choose whether or not you want to go Dream of Cenarius or Infected Wounds, which is the slow from Mangle and Maul, but realistically, you're probably going Dream of Cenarius, which is another ability that you can use on yourself, but this is a skill expression for Guardian where you can use this on your team, and it's like a lay on hands. This used to be very powerful. I know they've changed some of the scaling with things, but I'm very excited specifically for these two talents, let alone some of the other ones I want to show you. This is not going to be a deep dive. It's not going to be actually selecting the talent trees because obviously, as you can see, we can't do that yet. So that will have to be in a later video. But I just wanted to highlight a few of the things because Elun's chosen Guardian Druid, like I said, is one of the only tags that has gained complexity. Rage of the Sleeper gone, but look at this. Sundering Roar is a new ability we have. It was data mined to be about a minute cooldown. There's a typo in this, which is why you know this is early alpha. Early alpha, because it says resetting to cooldown of Thrash. Basically, very cool ability. 1 minute, it's effectively the new Rage of the Sleeper, but it's going to feel really fun to press this button and get 10 potential stacks of Thrash. Amazing. Also, Waking Nightmare might combine with that. If we take both of these, you get extra Thrash on top of more Thrashes. It's going to kind of remind me of way back in the day because you know what else they changed? You know what else they changed? Watch this. Ooh, Ursoc's Fury. This is the shield talent. This is the talent, by the way, that everybody loves. I don't know why it feels so iconic for Guardian Druid. I think it's because back in Shadowlands we had the Legendary, and Thrash also had no cooldown in Incarn, so we used to just actually spam Thrash for 30 seconds and be immortal. Ursoc's Fury, back in an actual talent point that we can take. This is actually still a decent talent if you play it this season, as funny as it sounds, but because these points are so tight in the current iteration of the tree, we just have no ability to take it. But guess what? In the new tree, it is in a pretty convenient spot, right in the middle of the tree. You know what else has changed? Lunar Beam is also in the middle of the tree, and this is probably the most interesting thing you will notice if you actually take a look at all these abilities. Scintillating Moonlight, the Moonfire DR, we have Wildfire. Wait a second. Where is Thorns of Iron? Interesting. It's gone. They completely removed Thorns of Iron. This is very interesting because let me ask you a question. What do you spend your rage on if not Iron Fur? They haven't announced that yet. We don't actually know what builds we're really going to be running. I'm just so excited. I really wanted to make this video because I'm genuinely, I love Guardian Druid, and I was reading these. A lot of people are kind of negative about some of the changes that are coming in, but I swear Guardian got like maybe some of the best notes out of all the changes that have happened to tanks because we get new talents that are actually amazing. We get some of the talents that we wish we could have taken before that were in a bad spot on the tree that we couldn't have taken before, like Survival of the Fittest or like Wildfire, for example. And we actually have them in a spot that we can take. Fury, Wildfire, Survival of the Fittest is actually over here now, which maybe we can path through the left side and play Brambles, which is here. We could path through the right side, I guess, and play this. I'm not sure if we'd actually play this. I think we're kind of going to go down the middle from what I can see. It looks like Wildfire to me, Reinforced Fur, with the Brambles and the Survival Instincts, Survival of the Fittest here. But basically, I think that these are all cool. There's another cool talent down here, which is maybe a replacement for Moonfire called Red Moon. We won't really know exactly how this plays until I can get into alpha and actually get some gameplay footage. It replaces Moonfire. It's not like an addition to it. It actually replaces it. Galactic Guardians down here. So we have a very clear arcane side of the tree now, and then we have a very clear physical side of the tree. My only real complaint about this is that Raise is still down here to the bottom left, so it's going to be a capstone talent. Maybe you still can't take it. Points in the tree are kind of competitive, especially in the capstone area, so maybe you still can't play Raise. I'm not sure. We'll have to see, obviously, in testing. And the other thing to keep in mind is that we don't know what the apex talents are going to be. As you can see, it says under construction. So we don't know what these are going to be for Elun's Chosen and Druid of the Claw. Very possibly, what I assume is going to happen is you're going to see Tooth and Claw, or maybe even something like this, be in this section because they removed it from the actual Guardian Druid tree. Tooth and Claw is the DR applied by Raise. Also, Vicious Cycle was removed, so we don't have any of this weird weaving that happens. I think that Druid of the Claw, one of the things that people get wrong about it is that oftentimes you actually don't want to be pressing Thrash during your Incarn windows, because it's really just like Mangle, Ravage for Druid of the Claw, whereas Elun's Chosen is not really like that. Elun's Chosen, you want to Prio Thrash. With the Thrash talents that are coming, we have Ursoc's Fury here. If you don't play Raise, and you also have the Flashing Claws, you have, again, Sundering Roar, maybe the Waking Nightmare. We don't really know what we are not going to play. If there's no DR applied from Raise, and also Raise is not buffed by Vicious Cycle, I don't think it's going to do a lot of damage. But this is a big question, because you know as a Guardian Druid, if you're not pressing Thorns of Iron for damage and you're not pressing Raise for damage, my big question is, what are we going to be spending our Rage on? Huh. This is a big question. I'm very excited to see what they have cooked up. There is a talent in this tree. It's down here called Harness Rage. This is interesting. Mangle is one additional charge, and when Maul is cast at 80 rage or above, its chance to activate Gore is increased by 100%. Gore is the thing that resets Mangle. We don't really think about it much, but it's a proc that Guardian Druids have. This is in above 80 rage, and it's Maul, which makes me think that maybe they're going to bake some functionality into Maul. As you know, if you are watching this far in the video, you are obviously passionate about Guardian Druid, and we don't really press this, right? Especially as Elun's Chosen, you don't press this at all, and as DOTC, you're actually encouraged as well not to press it that often, because you want to be saving all of your stacks and modifiers, TNC, and this, by the way, this is what I'm talking about. For Ravage, it's like a weird thing with Maul. It just doesn't do enough damage. The scaling on this is wrong, and the scaling on Raise is also not better. So maybe they buff it baseline. Maybe they change some things around here so that we're actually encouraged to use that as a Rage spender, and we kind of go back to a playstyle where we are dumping Rage to maintain Iron First stacks, but also have something a little bit more engaging there. I think that a lot of Guardian Druids have asked for that. I personally don't mind the playstyle of Thorns of Iron, but we'll see. These are all unknowns. Look, this is very early alpha. I'm so excited. I'll be deep diving into all the tanks. I hope I get into alpha, because obviously I'll be logging in and just testing all these things. There's so many really interesting little niche talents here for Guardian. I'm super pumped. I'm super excited. Hopefully they get the icons here soon, so this will look a little bit nicer. Obviously right now doesn't look quite as nice as it could. There's a lot of question marks here. But I hope that this gets you excited too. Don't buy into the negativity that you might watch some other videos and people are so negative about all the changes. Look, a simplified version of the game is not bad. You can still min-max, you can still optimize. I know they're gutting a lot of specs, and I know they're simplifying it, but that's not bad. You can enjoy World of Warcraft. I'm going to make this a whole separate video, but you can enjoy World of Warcraft if it's simple. Like, Guardian Druid is simple right now, and yet still has a lot of skill expression, still has a big difference between somebody who's very well versed in Guardian, how much damage they can do, or how well they can pilot that tank, and somebody who is newer to it. Like there's that's still going to exist. Like don't worry, especially actually with the new changes, might even exist more for Guardian. But just the one thing I'd like to say, if you're still watching, is don't, well, first of all, like and subscribe. Haha, I did it. That's the first time I've ever done that in a YouTube video. Somebody told me I was supposed to do that recently. No, the first thing I was going to say was just be optimistic. They're taking big swings, but some changes are better than no changes. WoW has kind of been stagnating for a little bit, so very exciting. I won't go on that rant right now. This is a video about the Guardian Druid talents and some of the changes I am very excited about for this spec. We're going to see how it goes. I'm optimistic. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'll throw my Discord link in the comment. We're having a lot of discussions about the alpha and Midnight in general, some of the philosophy changes. If you'd like to come join that discussion, it'll be there. And aside from that, I'm excited to stream stuff. So if you want to come hang out with me there, go for it. All right, that'll be it for me. Very excited. Bye.